Hello and welcome to Gaslands Refueled. I'm Game Master Jan and let me show you the game. Gaslands is a tabletop game of post-apocalyptic vehicular mayhem, with fast and cinematic rules. It is designed to be played with toy cars, allowing players to ramp, skid and race their way through the wreckage of a burnt-out Earth. Both me and Sven is going to play a simple death race. And here is our teams. For Team Jan, I have two trucks. First is Tiamato, equipped with frontal HMG and deployable sentry guns. And my second truck is Agata Torako. It is equipped with frontal flamethrower and an oil slick dropper. Both trucks have rams. While Sven has a performance car named Zebrastreifen, and is equipped with a frontal minigun. Next is a buggy named Fella. It is equipped with an armor plating and its crew has Molotov cocktail. And finally a truck named Abholenwagen. It has frontal machine gun and a mine dropper. Team Jan won the initiative role. That's why Team Jan is the first to deploy a car, followed by Team Sven, and repeat until no cars is available for deployment. Death race is simple. The one who will cross the last line or the team who has the last car standing wins the race. Let's begin the first round and the first gear phase. For my first activation, I choose Tiamato and do a gentle curve. I will roll 2 skid dice. Cause my handling for a truck is only 2, I rolled 1 shift and 1 spin. Adding an addition shift from the gentle curve. I have 2 shift and 1 spin in total. Using the first shift to gear up and the other to cancel a hazard by shifting up, and I use the spin and gain a hazard. Moving Tiamato to its final location and use spin, pivot up to 90 degrees in either direction, plus 1 hazard token. Sven activates Fella and choose a gentle curve. Sven rolls 4 dice for Fella. Cause it's a buggy, he rolled 2 shifts, 1 spin and 1 slide. And 1 extra shift from gentle curve. So he cancelled slide, gears up and keeps the spin, giving him 1 hazard. Next I activate Agata Torako and use a turn. I gear up gaining a hazard and cancel slide. Sven activates Zebrastreifen and do a hard turn. It is a performance car so he rolls 4 skid dice. He rolled 3 shifts and a spin plus another shift from his hard turn. So he gears up and use spin but cancels the hazard. Next Sven activates Abholenwagen and do a short straight. It's a truck so he rolls 2 skid dice. He rolled 2 shifts plus a shift from short straight. He gears up and cancels the hazard. It's now the second gear phase. All cars that have gears less than the gear phase skips a round. I activate Tiamato, rolled 1 shift and 1 spin, plus a shift from medium straight. I gear up and minus the hazard. And played spin, plus 1 hazard. Sven activates Fella, rolled 2 shifts, 1 hazard and 1 slide plus 1 shift from medium straight. Fella gears up and cancels a hazard. Cancels a slide and gains a hazard. Agata rolls 1 shift and a spin. It gears up, cancels the hazard and do a spin and gains a hazard. Zebrastreifen rolls 3 slides, 1 spin and plus 1 shift from the gentle curve. So Sven decides to push it. If a player chooses to push it, he or she may add 1 hazard token to the vehicle to pick up any number of the rolled skid dice and re-roll them. So he re-rolled 2 shifts, 2 spins plus 1 shift from gentle curve. He gears up, cancels 1 spin, and keeps a spin and gain a hazard, and moves Zebrastreifen to its final location. And just barely made it not to collide with Fella. Abholenwagen first roll was dreadful. So Sven decided to push it. Plus 1 hazard to Abholenwagen. Push it gives 1 shift, 1 spin and 1 shift from short straight. He gears up, cancels hazard and do a spin and gains a hazard. Third gear phase. Tiamato chose a medium straight, rolled 1 shift, 1 hazard and 1 shift from medium straight. It gears up and cancels the hazard. Zebrastreifen rolls 2 shifts, 2 spins and plus 1 shift from medium straight. So it gears up, cancels the hazard, cancels the extra spin and does the other spin, gaining a hazard. Higato will use swerve. In gear 3 there will be no bonuses. I rolled 1 shift and 1 hazard for Higato. I decided just to cancel the hazard and not to gear up. Fella used gentle curve and rolled 2 shift, 1 spin and 1 hazard with no bonuses. Cos Fella is already at gear 3, so it gears up and do the spin, taking 2 hazards with it. Abholin rolls 1 shift, 1 slide and 1 shift from medium straight. Cancels slide and gears up but gain 1 hazard. 4th gear phase. Higato rolls 2 shifts and 1 hazard from the swerve, so I cancel the hazard. And using the other shift to remove a hazard from Higato. Higato collided to the shipping container. Obstruction always declares smash attack while Higato declares an evade. So that's head-on collision. It's a head-on collision. Attack is current gear plus defend is current gear. So Higato rolls its evade with its current gear, while the obstruction rolls its current gear, 0 plus Higato's current gear 4 plus 2 cause it's a class heavier. Total of 6 dice. 4 and 5 deals 1 damage each, while 6 is a critical hit. It deals 2 damage. You can evade damage by rolling 6. So Sven will roll for the obstruction and deals 3 damage to Tiamato. Abholin tries to swerve but tailgated Higato. Tailgate. Faster participant's current gear minus the slower participant's current gear. Its first roll was ugly. Sven decided to push it and roll 2 shifts and a hazard from swerve and gain a hazard. He cancels the hazard roll and removes a hazard from Abholin. Collision occurs but no damage were made. Both trucks gains 2 hazards because of collision. Zebrastreifen rolls 2 shifts, 2 hazards and a hazard from Veer. It cancels all rolled hazard but gain a hazard. Fella rolls 3 shift, 1 slide and a hazard from turn. Sven cancels the hazard and spin, and removes a hazard on Fella, but collides with Zebrastreifen in the process. Both cars decided to evade, gaining them 1 hazard each, but also activates Zebrastreifen ability. Slip away. If this vehicle is targeted with a tailgate or T-bone smash attack, and this vehicle declares evade as its reaction. This vehicle may perform a free activation immediately after the active vehicle completes its activation. Nobody is in gear 5, so it will automatically be second round, first gear phase. Zebrastreifen rolls 3 shifts, 1 spin and 1 hazard from turn. He then keeps the spin, removes all rolled and gained hazard and removes a hazard from Zebrastreifen. Tiamato rolls 2 shifts and 1 shift from medium straight, then it gears down and removes 1 hazard from Tiamato. If a vehicle starts a movement step touching an obstruction, that vehicle must ignore the obstruction for that movement step. Cause we already crossed the weapons line. Tiamato fires on Zebrastreifen with 2 handguns, but misses all the shots. Handguns are medium range, 1d6 and a free crew must fire. Fella rolls 3 shifts, 1 hazard and 1 shift from medium straight. Cancels the rolled hazard, and removes 3 hazards from Fella. Fella tries to hit me with one of its Molotov cocktails, but misses. Molotov cocktails has medium range, 1d6 damage and causes fire. Higato rolls 1 shift and 1 hazard with no bonuses in using gentle curve, and cancels the hazard. And then deploys oil slick from behind. Oil slick dropper. The dropped weapon template for the oil slick dropper counts as a treacherous surface. Abholin rolls 1 shift, 1 spin and 1 shift from medium straight. He cancels the hazard and do a spin, and removes a hazard from Abholin, but enters a treacherous terrain. Treacherous. If any part of a vehicle's movement, template or final position, after resolving all skid dice, overlaps a treacherous surface, the vehicle gains 2 hazard tokens at the end of its movement step. Abholan tries to shoot with 3 handguns but misses badly. Any vehicle with 6 or more hazard tokens suffers a wipeout, regardless of whose wipeout step it is. Roll equal to or over the vehicle's current gear to succeed. Abholan rolls 6 and succeeds in its flip check. Reduce current gear to 1. Remove all hazard tokens from the vehicle. The other team rotates the vehicle about its center point to any facing. Second round. Second gear phase. Zebrastreifen rolls 2 shift, 1 spin and 1 slide and no bonuses in using gentle curve. Sven cancels slide and uses spin but cancels the hazard along with it. Tiamato first roll were dreadful. I decided to push it and gain a hazard for Tiamato. And rolled 2 shifts and no bonuses in making a turn. I removed 2 hazards from Tiamato. Then, I deployed sentry gun. When attacking with this dropped weapon, place a sentry gun so that it is within short range of the attacking vehicle. The sentry gun remains in play as a lightweight destructible obstacle. They may be targeted with shooting attacks and have 2 hull points. This sentry gun automatically makes a 2d6 shooting attack against any vehicle that ends their movement step. Within medium range of the sentry gun in a 360-degree arc of fire. The target may evade as normal. This sentry gun will never target vehicles from the team of the vehicle that dropped it. Although controlled by the player that dropped it, the sentry gun does not count as part of the player's team. I then shot Zebrastreifen with my handguns and damage its hull by 1. Fella rolls 2 shifts, 1 spin, 1 hazard and 1 shift from medium straight. Sven cancels the rolled hazard and the hazard from spin and does spin, but discards the other shift. Sentry gun activates and shoots, but misses. Then Fella uses one of its Molotov cocktails and hits Tiamato. It suffers 1 damage and it's on fire. Fire. If a vehicle suffers at least 1 damage from a weapon or effect with the fire special rule, it gains the on-fire rule in addition to suffering damage. A vehicle cannot gain the on-fire rule a second time. On fire, at the start of this vehicle's activation, it loses 1 hull point. This vehicle's smash attacks count as having the fire special rule. If this vehicle ever has 0 hazard tokens, the fire goes out and this vehicle loses the on-fire rule. Agato rolls 2 shifts and 1 shift from medium straight. I remove 3 hazard from Agato. And shots 2 handguns to Zebrastreifen but it misses. Second round. Third gear phase. Zebrastreifen rolls 2 shifts, 1 hazard, 1 spin and 1 shift from medium straight. He removes 1 hazard from Zebrastreifen, cancels the rolled hazard and do a spin but cancels the hazard. Tiamato receives 1 hull damage from fire and rolls 1 shift and 1 spin, but without bonuses from gentle curve. I do the spin but cancels the hazard, and attack Zebrastreifen with my frontal HMG, and deals 1 hull damage to Zebrastreifen. Fella rolls 3 shifts, 1 hazard and 1 hazard from doing a turn. Sven cancels all the hazards and discard the shift. Then uses a Molotov cocktail against Tiamato but Tiamato evades. It then uses another Molotov to Agato. It successfully hits Agato with a Molotov cocktail, damages its hull by 1 and sets it on fire. Agato first rolls were 2 spins. So I decided to push it but the results are the same. So I gain 3 hazards. Agato targets Zebrastreifen with flamethrower. Large burst range with 66 damage. With splash, fire, indirect rules, and does 5 damage and set it on fire, but Zebrastreifen evades 1 damage. Second round. Fourth gear phase. Zebrastreifen gets 1 hull damage cause it's on fire and rolls 3 shifts, 1 hazard and 1 shift from medium straight. Sven cancels the rolled hazard and removes 3 hazards from Zebrastreifen. Fella rolls 1 shift, 2 spins, 1 slide and a hazard from doing a turn. Sven cancels slide, and takes 3 hazards for Fella. Tailgated Agato and deals 3 hull damage to it. The 2 cars gain 2 hazards. But do the spin. Agato wiped out, but succeeds in its wipeout check, so it gears down to 1 and reoriented by Sven. Third round, first gear phase. Agato rolls 2 shifts and a shift from doing a turn, gearing up twice and gaining a hazard, and tries to finish off Zebrastreifen by firing handguns but misses. At the beginning of activation, Zebrastreifen takes 1 fire damage to its hull and got wrecked, and failed to explode. Getting wrecked, use short straight to move forward. Explosion check, roll d6 plus ammo, explode on 6 plus. If vehicle explodes, attack everything within medium range with explosion attack. Lightweight 2d6, middleweight 4d6, heavyweight 6d6. Tiamato suffers 1 fire damage and rolls 2 shifts. I removed 2 hazards from Tiamato and smash attack Fella. Tiamato did 6 hull damage and Fella evaded 1 damage. Cause of Ram, Tiamato did not receive hazards while Fella receives a hazard. Fella wiped out and failed its wipeout check. He automatically moved a medium straight and collided with Agato. Agato decided to smash back. Both of them deals 2 hull damage to each other. Abholan reverses, rolls 2 shifts and 1 shift from medium straight. Sven gears up twice and gains a hazard. Third round, second gear phase. Agato rolls 1 shift, 1 hazard and 1 shift from medium straight. Cancels the hazard and removes a hazard from Agato. Fella rolls 3 shifts, 1 spin and a hazard in turning. Cancels a rolled hazard. Do a spin but cancels the hazard and gears up but gains a hazard. Fella throws a Molotov to Agato and hits it, dealing 1 hull damage and setting it on fire. Tiamato rolls 1 shift, 1 spin and no bonuses from swerve. I cancel the hazard but use the spin. Abholan rolls 2 hazards and take 2 hazards to Abholan. Driving through the oil slick again, it gains 2 hazards. Third round, third gear phase. Agato rolls 1 shift, 1 spin and 1 shift from medium straight. I keep the spin, cancelled the hazard and remove a hazard from Agato. Agato did not roll, use a gentle curve and discarded the shift bonus. And decided to deploy one of its sentry guns. Before Agato activates, it burns up and was wrecked but did not explode. Fella did a turn and was shot down by Team Jan's sentry gun, was wrecked and it exploded. After Fella fell, Team Sven decided to throw in the towel and surrendered. With a heavy heart, Team Sven congratulate me with his official thumbs down and drives to the sunset. So for this death race, Team Jan is the victor. Spoils and additional gasoline is rewarded. Alright guys, I'll wrap this up for today. Please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the support and I'll see you next time, here at the Arcanopolis channel. Until next time, bye.